Good afternoon, Jaylon. Now that you've had a couple of days break here, when you look back on that 5-day period last week, was that as emotionally exhausting or as difficult of a 5-day stretch as you've had since you've been with the Cowboys?
Yes. I don't put my seatbelt on. Yes, I will say it's definitely been a year. With the pandemic and, new coaching staff and, finding our identity and being able to set standards and just coming together as a whole, injuries and the whole nine. For us, it's up to us to persevere and find a way. So I'd be lying if I would say that it hasn't been the hell of a year. But, if you're a fighter, you got to keep fighting.
Jaylon, how much did you guys need this weekend off just to decompress from everything that's happened over the last couple of days?
I think it's been critical for sure. Just when you talk about the injuries we had and losing Marcus Paul, it's been a lot just from a mental standpoint. I think it's crucial, it's critical that we take time to embrace our families and also this extra time with the game, with our next game being moved to Monday, getting an opportunity to rest and heal. Another bye week, if you will.
Is it hard to get back into it after and where this team's record is, or how do you attack the last 5 games of this season?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's football. We've been playing it for our whole lives, so it's really just about finding a way. You got to find a way, and it's going to take everyone's effort. So in the midst of all of this, we got to come together even more.
You talked about the season a little bit, but if you could talk about it some more, I mean, does it seem like every time some things go well for you or you start to get some traction or you make some personnel moves and say, oh, this may settle down this position, something else hits? And how do you guard against the, what's coming next mentality?
If you have that mentality, then you're already putting yourself one step behind. It's a National Football League. It's all about that next man in and having that mentality. So we've been experiencing it to the maximum extent this year in the year of 2020. Just got to keep going, man. We got to find a way. We got to find a way, and it starts with myself. It starts with all the leaders, putting forth our best efforts, and then having that trickle-down effect.
Jaylon, when you look at what the defense was able to do or not able to do at some points against Washington and Antonio Gibson, did it feel like y'all had regressed at all from some of what you'd been doing against Pittsburgh or Minneapolis, or more just the end of the game? How do you assess where the run defense was?
We're coming together. We are. We really are. Everything that happens negatively is all about gap discipline, staying in gap integrity, staying in your gap, whatever gap you're supposed to be in, stay in it and win your one-on-one battles. Other than that, it's tackling. We got to continue that work. But our effort, our tenacity, our standard, everything, we've improved so much. We just got to keep going, and we got to be able to put together a full game. And 3.5 quarters last week was wonderful. You got to be able to put together 4 quarters of, Dallas Cowboys football.
Mike Nolan said overall he felt good about the run defense, but the exceptions were those long touchdown runs late in the game. From your vantage point, what were the issues on those 2 long touchdown runs?
Gap integrity on one call is communication. And outside of that, the other call was just that their call was better than our call, and we didn't overcome that. At the end of the day, the players got to play. Regardless of whatever the coaches call, the players got to play. So it's our job to make it right.
Jaylon, when you look at what DeMarcus Lawrence has done, a lot of times these guys get judged on just sacks. Can you talk about what he does away from just getting sacks and what that means to your defense?
Just his heart. His heart is wonderful. It's amazing. His love of the game is amazing. He's a guy that you want in your foxhole. And for me, I love going to battle with him every single weekend. Just being able to show, his toughness, his grit, his run, his sprint to the ball. He brings so much more to the game than just being a hell of a pass rusher. And it makes my life easier when you got a guy like him.
Jaylon, going back to what you mentioned about their call being better than your call, but the players have to play, how do you balance that? I mean, are there times, especially at the games that you've got the headset in your helmet, that you say, okay, this is the call, but it looks like Washington or whoever the opponent is lining up for something that we're not going to be able to defend with what we're in right now?
I'm sorry. Can you ask the question again? I heard what you said. Just the question.
You mentioned that you felt like in that with one of the touchdowns that their call was better than your call, but the players have to play. Does that mean when you say that, do the players need to do something other than your call, or what's the key when you feel like you don't have the better call for the scheme that you're running on the play?
I guess what I mean is it's 11 guys playing on offense, 11 guys playing on defense. Regardless of what the coach call, you got to find a way to make the play. It's the player's game, and I think we're doing so much better. It's just about putting together that complete game, and that's what we're striving for. And our effort is there. It's just about continuing, honing in on everything that we're trying to do, and that goes for your individual drills. All the way down to the game plan, and coaches and players, we all got to work together, and that's what we strive. That's what we striving to do.
You said you enjoyed this additional time. It's almost like 2 bye weeks here, but how closely have you been following what's going on in Baltimore? Do you just take the attitude of, just let me know when the game is? Because, I mean, there's been a lot of uncertainty there, and even Friday afternoon it was unclear what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, man, it's health. It's health, man. Definitely prayers out to all the Ravens players who tested positive and things of that nature. You just got to – safety is key, all of us have families and friends that we love and support. And availability is crucial. So good thing the game's getting pushed back, and just looking for a hell of a matchup. Playing against – anytime you play against the Baltimore Ravens, you got to come with it. So for us, we're excited for the opportunity. But right now, we're just embracing each moment. You got to take it one day at a time. Like I said, get a chance to relax, get a chance to spend time with your families, get a chance to allow your bodies to heal, your bodies and your mind to heal, just in preparation for next week's game.
What do you think it'll be like having Des Bryant on the other sideline?
I need a jersey. I got to get his jersey. I'm going to hit him up for real. I'm excited. I'm excited. He's a hell of a player, but he's a better person. Big brother of mine, look up to him. I can't wait to hear him.
What's the best play he made? What's the best play that Dez made while you guys were teammates? What comes to your mind?
Man, he went crazy versus Pittsburgh. He went off versus Minnesota. I don't know. The play I enjoyed the most was probably he threw an end around pass to win. I think it was to win the game to Jason Witten versus I forget who it was. Lions, maybe? I'm not sure. It was one of them. He threw a touchdown though to Jason Witten. That was extremely fun. Witt he caught the ball, put his hands up. May have been an overtime win too. I forget. I'm not sure. Do you guys recall that? I'm not sure.
The Eagles game, 2016, right?
It was the Eagles. Yeah, it was the Eagles. Okay, it was the Eagles. Okay. Yeah, that was dope. that was dope. But he's got so many plays that stick out. I can't wait to go up against him. Like I said, get a chance to hit him.
The past 3 games, the coaches have been working to get Sean Lee a little bit more involved on defense, which obviously means the occasional series where either you or Leighton will be on the sideline. What's that like for you when you have to rotate out of the game for a period of time after having played all the snaps to start the year? And how do you make the most of that time when you're on the sideline?
Really, just whatever coaches are asking for me, that's what they're gonna get. So I'm blessed to have the opportunity to even play this game and do whatever's asked of me.
Jaylon, you haven't played Lamar Jackson physically, but when you see him on television, what goes through your mind about how to play him?
We played each other in the Pro Bowl, and we had a one-on-one rep where he tried to put his foot in the ground and get me. I'm like, come on, man, you gonna try to do me like that in the Pro Bowl? I was able to stop him and all of that, but it's I'm looking forward to the challenge. Everyone knows what Lamar Jackson can do and what he brings to the table. So we got a great challenge ahead of us, and it starts now with the preparation.
The league asks a lot of you guys from a COVID-19 protocol standpoint. It seems like every week there's a different thing you have to do. What's been the toughest thing in terms of adjustment that you've kind of had to remind yourselves to stay on top of to be aligned with the standards from the league?
Say it again?
The COVID-19 protocols, there seems like there's new ones that are included each week.
If you donate, it is not just money going into nowhere, but it can actually help and fix.
Sorry about that. No worries. COVID-19 protocols are something that have kind of adapted over the course of the season. There are new ones that have popped up over the course of the year. Have there been any ones that have been kind of tougher for you to apply and kind of, make part of your habit of practicing over the course of this season, be it on the field or off?
You just got to find creative ways to do more, and that's really what I've been able to do to kind of develop my game and help improving, throughout the season in each game. When you're a competitor, you find a way, and obviously there's COVID-19 protocols and things of that nature that limits you. But where there's a will, there's a way, and there's opportunity for you to be smart about it as well. So individually and as a team, we got to find a way.
You guys got anything else for Jaylon?
Jaylon, these 2 days worth of not going into the facility, the issues that are happening with the Ravens and other teams around the league, does it give you any concern about the viability of this season going forward as the COVID numbers do grow?
Say it again.
just everything that's happening right now with COVID cases around the league, with what the league has done with having you guys not be allowed to go to the facility today and tomorrow, things along those lines. It feels anyway, certainly like things are escalating. Does it concern you at all as it relates to the viability of the rest of this NFL season?
I think with that is just about controlling what we can control, and trusting in the National Football League Commissioner Roger Goodell and the NFLPA, just everybody working together on doing what's best for the players and doing what's best for our families. That's really what it comes down to. And if the head sources are telling us it's okay to go out there, then we'll do that. And once they give us direction that it isn't, I think things should change. But for us, it's just about having the kind of that belief capacity in the leadership across the league.
No one has suggested this, but if they said, for instance, that the best way to get through the rest of the season would be for each team to create a bubble like you guys did in training camp, would you be in favor of that?
I think it's something that everybody will have to sit down and chop it up. See how we can make that possible, and if it is even possible. Playing in the National Football League, I think if that discussion came about, I think everybody need to chop it up. I think it'd be great discussion either way.